Hello everyone. Welcome to the Next Right Career Talks. Today we have with us a student who not only qualified JEE examination with a very good marks but is also pursuing his graduation from a very prestigious research college in India, that is IISc Bangalore. So let's welcome Darshan. Hi Darshan.
Hello.
So Darshan, I will ask you some questions that will be helpful for students who are currently preparing for JEE or are thinking of pursuing non-medical as their careers.
Sure.
Okay, so Darshan, can you please introduce yourself?
So, hello everyone. My name is Darshan. My JEE rank in JEE Advanced was 1669. So, right now I'm pursuing my BS degree from IISc Bangalore. Thinking of doing a materials major.
Okay, thank you, Darshan, for your introduction. Darshan, when did you decide that you want to prepare for JEE, and what was the motivation behind that?
So I was looking at what I want to choose in my 11th and 12th when I was in 10th, and at that time few of my friends were were talking about these colleges like IITs and IISc and NITs, and about this exam called JEE Advanced. And it was pretty interesting to me because it was mainly on physics, chemistry and maths. All three subjects I liked a lot during 10th also. And I just decided to give a few entrance exams for some coachings, and I got into one of them and I started my journey from there.
Okay, that's great. So Darshan was already ambitious about pursuing physics, chemistry and mathematics as his subjects. So that's why he chosen non-medical in his class 11th, right, Darshan?
Yes.
Okay. So Darshan, what was your daily routine in class 11th and 12th when you were preparing for JEE?
So in 11th, I did not used to follow a very strict routine. It started becoming more strict in 12th. So I'll just talk about 12th grade right now. In 12th grade, I used to wake up at like 6 o'clock mostly, study till 8 o'clock in the morning, and then my classes used to start from 9:30. So I used to go there, and it used to go until 3 o'clock. So in Allen, so over there we used to have three classes of 1.5 hours each, of one physics, one chemistry and one maths. And then after coming, I used to relax for some time, let's say half an hour to 1 hour, and then again study for a stretch of 2 to 3 hours, and then again a dinner break, and then again study till 10-11. And after that I could not keep my eyes open, so I just slept off usually at 11 o'clock consistently.
Okay, so that means following a consistent routine while you are preparing for any examination like JEE or NEET is very important. Okay, Darshan, which subject did you find most challenging and how did you improve?
So for me, in my 11th and 12th, both the years, physics used to be the most challenging consistently because of its tough questions involving multiple concepts from each chapter and sometimes different chapters altogether. So the first most important thing was build my basics by solving a lot of questions. I used to practice more physics questions than the other two subjects combined. In my end of 11th, I started doing that a lot. And for physics, other than solving questions, when I used to have more doubts, I used to ask my professor without much hesitation because he was also very open to taking doubts. But most important thing was building your base by reading NCERT also was important, and solving more questions helped me improve it from.
Okay, so I think Darshan, physics is one subject that most of the students find very challenging, right? So according to Darshan, practicing is something, if you do consistent practice, then you can overcome the fear of physics. Okay, Darshan, was there any phase when you felt demotivated and how did you overcome it?
So I used to feel demotivated sometimes when I used to perform exceptionally bad in many of those tests that our coaching conducts. So some of those tests I used to make a lot of silly mistakes, and then sometimes we used to have to stay back for extra classes because of that. So those times I was not able to focus on my studying because I was getting less marks. Most of this happened during start of my 12th. So at that time, I was not able to study consistently, and I was having at least 2-3 chapters of backlogs in each subject. But then after that, I talked to a counselor a little bit, and she helped me to forget those chapters and move ahead. And then I covered those chapters later, and obviously the coaching teachers also helped for me.
Okay. So, Darshan, my next question to you is okay, so why did you choose IISc over other colleges? Because with this rank, with these marks, you will be obviously able to crack any college and get CS as your stream, like any IITs or any NITs. Then why IISc?
So this is a very common question that I get asked always. So for this, I just want to say that I was interested into research when I was joining, choosing a college after 12th, and IISc is the best research college in India. That's not a question. And other than that, there was also a factor of like mindset of the students and peers around me. In IITs, I don't want to generalize, but most of the people do go for placements, and it was not a very healthy mindset for me because I wanted to go for research, and I knew that in IISc I would get a variety of people with different mindsets. Every person would be doing different things, and I have seen that in my 1 year. Everyone is trying to do different things, and there's no competition based on CGPA also. So it's a very healthy environment to be in.
Okay, so that's nice that Darshan has chosen something different. Other than doing BTech, he is very interested in research and is pursuing it. It is very good because most of the students choose IITs or NITs if they get this good rank, because everybody thinks that getting a job after their graduation is very important, and if you do it after BTech, then it is very easy to get a job in a very good company, MNC or something like that. Then that's not true. You should always follow what your instinct is saying. So this is something Darshan has also done. So let's move on to the next question. Okay, Darshan, what advice would you give to the students who are currently studying or preparing for JEE?
So the most important advice is to stay consistent, because if you are not consistent and you start falling behind, it can pile up very quickly and then you can lose motivation very fast. So if you are staying consistent and working, solving questions every day, even if it's not too much, some days can go bad, but you still need to work on the next day more importantly. And that's it.
Okay, that's good. Consistency is the key. How would you think career counseling is important when you are choosing your career?
So the career counseling becomes important for people who are very confused in their early before 10th grades and even in 11th and 12th, because if someone has no idea what their interest is in, or even if they know what their interest is but they don't know how to pursue their interest, career counseling can give you a pathway to go forward in that particular interest. And sometimes it can also give you a career prospect which you would not have thought before, and you can get to know they'll judge you based on your interests, based on your aptitude and your strengths in all subjects, and then recommend a pathway to you based on that. It's not very random. So
Okay, so yes, getting a right roadmap before you choose any stream is very important. Otherwise, you will not be able to do it in a right way. So that's why career counseling is important. When you are choosing your stream, when you are going through the difficult phase of confusion and peer pressure and parents' pressure also. That's why career counseling is very important for students who are stuck in choosing which stream they should go for. Okay, so Darshan, last question I would ask to you is, do you think success in JEE depends more on intelligence, right guidance, or consistency, and why?
So I said before, consistency is the key, consistency is the most important, but at the same time you need to have the right guidance, because if you work towards the wrong thing you will not be successful. Because many times what happens is people are solving the wrong kind of questions that are not likely to come in JEE, and they are working hard and consistent towards it, but if they don't have the right guidance they won't succeed. So right guidance is definitely important and consistency is important. Intelligence can play a role at some points. It is obviously needed, but it's not the deciding factor. Definitely, you can definitely beat intelligence with your consistency.
Okay, thank you, Darshan, for your time. And one word tip for the students who are about to choose JEE or non-medical as their career. The one word tip.
Dream big.
Good. So this is it, guys.